let's get something animating. And this critter, robot, science lab, garage lab experiment,
is made out of multiple pieces.
one way to deal with this is to build a skeleton inside. Another way is to do a parent-child relationship with all the parts. Also, great for doing forward kinematics. If you have a system that's just going to fall apart, move all together, and it's not really going to be played with beyond that, create a locator to deal with this, and then just animate the little pieces as you need it. That's what this video will show. Go to renderer, switch back to the viewport renderer. This way you can work quickly. Create and select locator. It doesn't have to actually be a locator. It could be any object in your scene set not to render. It could also be a spline, and splines are usually a good way to go. Here, the locator is being used because it's there. Rotate around the scene to make sure you put it where you need it to be. This will act as the pivot of where the motion will happen. The motion happens on top, move your locator on top. Next, select all the objects that belong to that locator, and if you have something that doesn't belong, click on the Shift key and deselect it. Also deselect the locator, Shift and click. Now, I deselected the locator because I need to reselect it. The last object that you select will be the parent object, the thing that's in control, the rootmost object in this hierarchy. So Shift, click on the locator again, and then press the P key for parenting, and look in your outliner. Everything has then jumped underneath the locator, meaning that they're all child objects of the locator. Whatever happens to the locator happens to the rest of the system, while still each part maintains independence, being able to animate on its own. Select the locator. Good, create this quick animation where the object just falls apart. S key. Now turn on your auto keyframe toggle and click on the animation settings to go to the time slider, making sure that the playback speed is set to 24 frames per second or 30 frames per second if you have that option. I'm going to have it sway a little bit. So from frame 1, let's say, to frame 60, which is 2 seconds. It's going to end up in the same spot. Roughly around frame 15. If you need to jump to frame 15, you can just type in the number 15 here and press enter. At frame 15 with the rotate tool, I'll have it sway a little bit. Don't worry about the feet going through the floor. We'll correct that as our secondary motion. Now, by frame 60, it goes back there, but instead, let's make it sway a little more severely the other way. And I'll grab on the manipulator to lock the rotation in, like this. It sways back, and then there's a moment where it's just all okay. That moment will last 10 frames. S key. Why did I press the S key even though auto keyframe's on? I want the animation to be stable from frame 60 to frame 70. This is like creating a step key where nothing happens between two moments. And then by frame 90, this is 20 frames, which is almost a whole second, which is a lifetime. Rotating this down to the floor. Like this. Maybe there's some secondary motion where it will pop up and then hit the floor again. S key. And now I'll go in between those two with, since auto keyframe is on, I'll just pop it up a little bit. Then play this back and then correct for the secondary motion. Sway, sway. Oh, everything's okay. Kaplop. Oh, that last part took forever. That's okay. In your timeline, hold down the Shift key and drag over those keyframes, grab in the middle, and just pull them this way. And then repeat that to correct the rest of the keys. So reviewing the motion, happy with that. And that's a lot better, right? Play it again. Good. Now, the secondary motion. In secondary motion, what do the feet do at this moment? And here, we could create another child-parent relationship. This is a child of this, P key. This is a child of this, P key. And this is a child of this, P key. Let's see where this pivot is. Right now, S key. And then tilt into the floor. We can know exactly when it stops tilting the floor by clicking this locator. It ends up right here to jump right onto that keyframe. click on this step forward one keyframe button, click. Clicking on this object, so that means at this moment in time, just animate, just rotate the foot a little bit. If you want to pull it up, you can also drag it up. Maybe it's like a piston. And then, let's look here. That piston should be lowering itself and rotating back into position. Lower it a little more if you need to. I'll go to frame 30 and I'll push this back down, rotate it. You can change it up slightly. Now that you just finished the ankle and foot animation, repeat the same thing for the other foot, selecting here. And first we have to create the hierarchy. And usually, clicking child to parent P key, usually you do this at the beginning. For this video, just showing you how to quickly do things and you can resolve problems as they come up. It's good to set up your scene at the beginning of the project, but this shows you how to deal with little things that might come up as you're animating. All right, let's look at motion on this foot. S key at frame 0, auto keyframe is on. A few moments later, the foot is being dragged off the ground, and that's an okay motion. I think that works. If you want to exaggerate it a little bit, you can add a little rotation to it. Here, let's say by frame 30, it's supposed to be on the ground. I'm going to lift it up a little bit. And by frame 40, lifting it up a little more. If I rotate the other way, and by this frame, where it settles in, frame 60, rotate it back into position. If you want to lower it, go for it. All right, the last part is when it goes plop. And that's a fun thing because you can have parts explode off of it when it goes plop. So here's the plopping moment, starting at frame 70. Press the S key for that leg and also this one. The plopping is being controlled by the locator. And here, just eyeball what you need. You could go to this last frame, let's say frame 80-ish. You know, it stops at 90. Let's say by frame 80, let's take a look at the rotation. Like rotate this up, move it up, and do the same thing for the other leg. Now that the animation is basically there, you go back and tweak things like the feet going through the ground. Let me adjust the legs. So at this frame, right around here, I'm going to just lift it up higher. And as well here, rotating it like this. That should take care of any feet going through the ground. Using the keyframe toggle, go back here. You can rotate one foot this way. Selecting the other ankle. And maybe the other one also goes out. Make sure to always use your keyframe toggles to land on that keyframe, so there's no extra double keys. And now a little disorder is introduced to the animation. Then continue from there. Hope you enjoyed this very quick start. How do you animate multiple pieces using a locator? Could you and should you set up a skeleton? Maybe. If the pieces have to fling apart and it's a simple system like this, maybe not. Skeleton might lock you in too much. So experiment, think about your project, and happy animating.